Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as Hey Wig Sister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here to bring you a wig review in partnership with TressAllure. This wig is TressAllure Brushed Pixie. In the color, let me look at it, it's a bunch of numbers, 14/26/R10. This is obviously a pixie. The name gives that away. If you want to know more about this really cute short style, then stick around. I will tell you all about it. We'll talk about the style, the color, we'll look inside the cap, all the things that are important if you're looking at purchasing a wig. Let's go. I am so blessed to be able to work with some wonderful retailers and manufacturers to bring you guys lots of different reviews. I review every type of style, every type of color, budget friendly, expensive pieces, human hair, synthetic, I do it all. I really want to help you guys on your wig wearing journey. So if you are struggling with the wig wearing journey, please know that you're not alone. I do lots and lots of education on my channel, and I'm available to talk to you if you really need help. I am so thankful to be a part of this community. My hair loss has become a blessing because of you guys. Now, TressAllure is a brand that manufactures a variety of wigs in synthetic, fibers, heat-friendly synthetic. They've got products. They're a wonderful, wonderful resource for those of us on the wig-wearing journey for whatever reason. I'm so glad to work with them, and I want to give them a shout-out for being patient with me as I had to take an unexpected break in videos due to the passing of my dad. So to you guys at TressAllure, thank you so much for being patient. I've actually had this wig for I think over a month or about a month. So this is a long time coming. Let's talk about Brushed Pixie. I'll show her to you from all sides and then we'll talk about her. Alright guys, I know that short wigs are not everyone's cup of tea, but if you aren't typically a short wig wearer, I want you to stick around because I'm going to talk a little bit about styling with short wigs and how it can make all the difference. Short wigs can be so beneficial for a variety of reasons. In the summer, if it's super hot out, getting all of the hair up off of your neck can be really cool. In the winter, they can be fabulous for wearing with turtlenecks and scarves and just high-necked shirts in general. And I personally, when I first started wearing wigs, I wanted to love short wigs, and I just didn't. It just wasn't something I was super comfortable with at the time. But over the course of my wig wearing journey, I've learned how to work with all different types of wigs and lengths to make them work for me. So if you are new on the wig wearing journey, don't write off short wigs just because you've never really had short hair. I think there can be a lot of benefit to them. This one is no exception. So let's talk about this wig. It's got a lot of volume here on the top. As you can see, even from my profile, this is not one of those super flat to the head pixies. It absolutely has got a nice kind of lift here. And I believe if you use TressAllure wig wax, which I will show you, you can get yourself even more volume and get this really spiky. Right now, I don't have any product in this. I've done nothing to it. This is straight out of the box. So keep in mind, if you get overwhelmed by hair a lot, and having a lot of volume on the top is difficult for you because you've had thin hair all your life, or you've been losing your hair for a long time, or you've just never really had voluminous hair, this one might take some getting used to, but I'm going to show you a styling hack toward the end that might make all the difference in making a wig like this wearable and giving you the confidence to try it. Now, we have got a fairly short nape at 1.75 inches. I'm going to turn around and show you the nape again, and what I want you to think about, and I always tell my wig sisters this, if you are looking at a wig that has a 2-inch nape or shorter, you really, really have to be aware of your hairline. Even if you don't have a lot of hair, you might have a short hairline in the back, and that hairline can stick out on a short wig with a short nape. So let me just make sure I've got it situated. So right there, that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the nape. And when I take this wig off, I'll show you how I hack my hair so that I can wear short wigs like this. But even with my hack, I think right here is where I'm at the most risk of showing my bio hair. So just keep that in mind. You'll learn as you go through this journey what works for you and what doesn't, but that's a trigger for you to really think about your own hairline in the back. So 1.75 inch nape, and then the rest of this is about 3.5 inches. So this fringe is 3.5 inches. The crown is 3.5 inches. When your fringe and your crown are the same, that tells you that you've got some layering, and that's what we have going on here. Now this wig has a machine made, or otherwise known as a basic cap. That does keep the price point down on this one because you don't have a lace front, you don't have monofilament. Those cap features are hand tied and they can make a wig more expensive. On a piece like this that has a really full and defined bang and all of this volume, those cap features are kind of wasted on it because you can't really see them. So it's nice that they left them off so that you could keep the price down on this. Let's take a look inside this cap and I can tell you what I mean by machine made or basic cap if you're new to the wig wearing journey. This is what a basic cap looks like. So they'll look a little bit different, but generally you've got some sort of flowery material in the front. They hide permatease underneath that, and then you've got wefting in the back. This wig is super light at 2.5 ounces, and you do have an extended nape with Velcro adjusters. So 2.5 ounces is nice and light. This is going to feel really light on your head, and it's going to be a lot cooler than a wig that has a lot more hair. Now let me show you what I mean by how I hack my hair so that I can wear a wig like this. I do have a video where I show how to do this, but basically I take a wig grip and I put it around and I tuck all of my hair in the back up into the wig grip so that it won't poke out of the bottom of the wig. Now, my hair is super short right now. Well, actually, I used to buzz my hair. I have not buzzed it in a while, and so this isn't actually super short when you buzz your hair, but look at how kind of it's at that really awkward length where it just doesn't want to cooperate. It will stick out of wigs and it's not long enough to put back in a ponytail. So wig grips are my best friend right now because of that. So I take my wig grip, I kind of pull my hair back underneath it, I go like this, I slide my hair back underneath the wig grip on the sides, and then I tuck all of the hair into the wig grip here. And that way I can wear a short wig and I don't have to worry about my hair poking out. It's very, very comfortable. So if you want to know more, I will link the video I did on that in the description. This wig grip that I have on is my favorite wig grip of all time, and I didn't used to wear wig grips because I hadn't found one that I really liked until I found this brand. It's called the Hair Grip. I'll put information in the description for you. So slow down. I'm talking so fast. My videos tend to be long because I do a lot of educating and I need to slow down so that you can understand me. All right. Now, we've talked about the length, we've talked about the weight. This wig does have permatease, and there's permatease right in here. That really helps to give this the lift that you see and the volume, but it's not heavy permatease. It's, you know, and all around here, there may be just the tiniest bit of crimpy fibers, but there is no poofy, pillowy permatease anywhere around the nape or around the sides. The volume, or the kind of the majority of the permatease lives up here, and it's very light. I have had Pixies before that had really poofy, pillowy permatease, and it made it super voluminous. This really isn't like that. So if you want a little bit of lift, you like a little bit of permatease, but you don't want super heavy permatease, this could be one to consider because it is not heavy at all. I actually think they did just a perfect amount to give it the profile with the lift, but not be a ridiculous amount or really super poofy. Questions I often get when I show wigs: can I cut bangs into a wig? Is a wig tuckable? None of those things really matter here because this comes with a bang and it's really short on the sides, so there's really nothing to tuck. It actually looks like I've tucked, but they kept the sides really short. So we've got some volume and some lift here, but they've kept the rest really relatively short. Let me show you some styling hacks before we talk about color. Now, one of the things I absolutely love with short wigs are headbands. Some of my favorite headbands are these cloth covered headbands that look like a bandana, and they work so awesome with wigs. They're so easy to wear, and they're tight. They don't squeeze my head at all, but I loved to just stick one on, and then you can kind of arrange the hair however you want it to lay. But one of the great things about a headband like this is, did you notice how it tamped down some of that volume? If you have a wig, it doesn't have to be short, it can be any length, but if you have a wig and it's voluminous on top and you're struggling with the volume, I encourage you to try a headband. They really do make a huge difference, change up the look completely, but they can make that transition for you into maybe a fuller piece a little bit easier. I will link in the description this headband as well as my Amazon store where I have a whole bunch of other headbands linked. You don't have to use these. You can use any headband. You can use a bandana, whatever you have on hand, but I want you to be empowered to try some styles that maybe you're not so sure that are going to be great for you, but knowing that you can style them might give you that permission and the courage to try something a little different. Now, TressAllure wigs fit really generally pretty true to average. I have a 22-inch circumference, and this piece is fitting me super comfortably. Let me double check where I've got those adjusters. So I do have it cinched in very slightly, and with the wig grip on my head, that does make a difference. So let's take the wig grip off just for the sake of assessing fit. Yep, so I could cinch this in just a little bit more, and it has a ton of stretch, like really a lot of stretch. So, and as you can see, my hair is poking out, but it doesn't matter because we're just talking about fit right now. So, let's talk about, if you struggle with wigs being a little bit too big for you, a wig grip can really help that. It adds just the slightest little bit of extra underneath, and it can really make it fit really well, and it can keep it really secure. So I would say that this is fitting really true to average. I do get some extra cap up here, which is really typical for me because I have a very petite over the top of my head. I will link list all of my measurements in the description for you. What I encourage you to do is compare my measurements to yours. Knowing that I have this cinched in a little bit, there is a lot of stretch. I get really good coverage. I mean, this comes right down kind of in front of and below my earlobe, which I really appreciate because it gives me good bio hair coverage on the sides, and it's super comfortable. I would say true to average, up to a 22¼ with no problem. And if you are very average over the top of your head, I think that's going to be just fine for you. Again, compare to my measurements in the description. All right, let's talk about color. This color is a rooted warm blonde. So we have got a 14 as a base color. A 14 is a dark blonde. Sometimes it's ashy, sometimes it's warm. It really will depend on the manufacturer and their application of the color. And then we have a 26, which is a golden blonde that is a little bit on the kind of leaning towards strawberry blonde. And then we have a root of a 10. That's the R10 at the end. Now, when we think about the color code chart, and I will link a blog post that I wrote with the color chart and all of the information on color. In case you're new to this, you can learn a little bit about these color codes. So the brunette kind of end of the chart goes from a 2 to a 12. So a 2 is the darkest brunette and a 12 is the lightest brown. And we have a 10 here. So this root is a very light-ish, kind of medium light brown. And they do it more of a shadow root. So it may look dark right here. The reason for that is multiple reasons. Number one, I have tons of light on me to allow the camera to really pick up all the nuance of this, everything I'm showing you. And that can sometimes make wigs look a little darker or the rooting look a little darker. Number two, when you've got a brunette next to a blonde, that does make the brunette look a little bit darker. So I want you to know this isn't a dark root. It's almost the lightest brown they could have used. So kind of keep that in mind. Rooting can be very natural looking. It can also help if you are a natural brunette to make the transition to blonde because you can help, it'll match your eyebrows a little bit better. If you have a little bit of bio hair that you're having trouble hiding, it can blend a lot better when a wig is rooted. I always go for rooted blondes because it does just feel more natural to me. And if my bio hair sticks out a little bit, it's not a problem because it'll blend with that rooting. Now the 14 on this one is a warm kind of dark blonde. Let me go back to this. So a 14 is on the edge of brunette and blonde. So sometimes a 14 can look like a really light brown, and sometimes it can look blonde. So what I think they did here is they really did a good job of blending the 14 and the 26. And so what we have is an incredibly warm blonde that has a lot of kind of almost auburn tones in it. Not quite auburn because that's, you know, a lot more brown, but it definitely has some of the strawberry, reddish, kind of blondish tones. Like they said in their description, it's red blonde with gold blonde highlights on a medium brown root. So I definitely see this as being a warm, almost strawberry color. And then there's that root for you guys. And every now and then you can see a little bit of a lighter color, like right there. So it is dynamic, but it's not like a heavily highlighted color at all. It's definitely very warm though. There's no ashy tones in this at all. You know, I think the reddish tones in here kind of prevent it from looking very yellow, but I do think this might pull some yellow blonde in some lighting. Let's get outside so that you can see this color outside, and I'm going to tack on a little bonus at the end, show you a little bit more styling, and I'll show you how TressAllure Wig Wax can give you some great kind of spikiness on this if you really want to have fun. TressAllure Wig Wax is one of my all-time favorite styling products. If you have not heard of it, I want to encourage you to go watch my review, which I will link in the description. I love it. I think it's worth every penny. It is the best styling spray for wigs I've ever tried. All right, guys, let's get outside. Thank you once again to TressAllure for sending me this so I could show it to all of you guys. I really appreciate you guys. All of you on this journey have made a huge difference, and I am so grateful. Let's get outside.
All right, friends, here we are with this beautiful color outside. It's so hard this time of year because we have so much snow. I mean, just look at that. Let me walk over here and see if I can get some sunlight. Sorry for the shaking, but let's see if I can get, there we go. There's just so much snow. We've had probably 3 feet. Beautiful day though. So make sure you guys are getting a good look all around. The sun's a little bright. Okay, one more up close. All right, thanks for watching.
Hey friends, here is the bonus section that I promised, showing how to style. I did post this on Instagram, so if you follow me there, you may have already seen it. But this wig wax is so awesome. I highly recommend it. I'm not a big fan of products on wigs. I just don't like to spray a lot of things on my wigs. Wig wax is an exception. It works so well. It brushes out with ease. It does not gum up my wigs or make them dirty. This fan is my hot flash fan, and I love it, and it's perfect for helping to set a spray on a wig. This brush, game changer for me, you guys. It's a great brush, and of course, my favorite headbands. I will link everything in the description in case you want to try these types of styles for yourself.